Hello! Today we're going to look at this beautiful little flashlight that I've got here. I got in the habit a few years ago of always carrying a small flashlight in my purse, and part of that was because my husband worked nights, and so if I went out with him or if I was home alone at night and doing my daily chores when I was on the same schedule as him, that meant sometimes I had to go out in the dark, and we have large flashlights, but sometimes I needed something very small that I could manage while doing other chores. So like taking the trash down to the end of the driveway, for example. We live in the country, and so it's dark. And so I found that keeping a flashlight in my purse was very handy. Typically, I was keeping ones that were about maybe 4 inches long in my purse, but then my children really liked those and then ended up running off with them and losing them for me. I saw one of these online I really liked because you can get them, they were I think available in several bright colors, but oh look, it's pretty. You know, it's shiny, and it's an LED, so it's really pretty bright. And I thought this was nice because you've got this bar of light rather than the round set of either 1 to 4 I think is the standard for a small flashlight. So I got this one and to try out, and I really like it. I like the brightness of it, and I like that it has that bar of light, because I find that sometimes, as living as we do in a very dark place, that it is sometimes very hard to get a large enough area lit up with just the little round, with your little round area for the light to come out of. And this, I've had this one for I think more than a year, and so I've been using it when my daughter and I go out to wait for the school bus in the morning, because it's dark when we go out, and it's been very nice in showing us a nice wide range. One thing I do not like about this flashlight is that it is not easy to handle with just one hand if you're trying to turn it on. So a lot of smaller flashlights, obviously if they're handheld, you just push the button on the end, on the opposite end, and it's easy, usually just a quick push. This one is not easy. I usually have to have 2 hands or use my thumb to turn it on, because it is very hard to do. So I have to hold it like this, hold my hand over the light area and turn it on, just to be able to turn it on with one hand. I can do it fairly easily with 2 hands, but you notice how hard I have to push just to get it to turn on. So that is the one thing I do not really like about this flashlight. It does have a magnet here so that you can clip it in a pocket. For one, I'm a woman, and so most shirts do not have chest pockets for me, and also large chested, as I've established in other videos, so it wouldn't stay anyway. But this is really, I don't know many people who have pockets this deep on their shirt pocket. So I'm not sure how handy and helpful that magnet really is. Maybe if you have a pants pocket that you're keeping it in, maybe. But really, I've never found that helpful. I find it a neat idea and a neat feature in theory, but not necessarily in practice. So I've talked about how bright it is, and again, you can see here, even in the light, how bright it is. But I'm going to turn off the lights here and see if you can get a better idea of it. So here, I've turned off all the lights in this room. I've still got lights on in the other room, but you can see it is very bright. And that's about a foot away, but you can see how the light spreads on both sides still, and you can see that easily. Whenever I go out with my daughter in the mornings to wait for the school bus, we easily see 6 feet in front of us and 6 feet from side to side, and we're talking almost pitch black. Not quite pitch black, but it sure seems like it when you leave a nicely lit house on a chilly fall morning. So again, just to summarize this, really handy little flashlight, perfect size for my purse. No matter which purse I have, whether it's one of my small purses or my large purse out, it's handy. It's nice to turn, once you have it on, you have this nice little handhold right here, which is very wonderful. But again, you really have to have 2 hands to turn it on. Or I need to change my batteries. My it's been acting up on me this week. It's been wonderful until now though, but my batteries are nearly dead, and so it doesn't want to turn on for me. There we go. Without some encouragement sometimes. I can feel it. It's when a battery shifts. So maybe I'm getting a loose connection in there. So there we go. Something else to consider. It does have a somewhat loose connection. You can see the light turning on and off when the battery shifts in there. But if you hold it like this, when you're holding it up like this, it's not a problem. But when you hold it back like this, it will. So you can't use it to look up, apparently. Ah, that's a new bug, new feature. We'll call it a feature, right? We sarcastically say, that's not a bug, that's a feature. So there you go. Otherwise, a really great flashlight. I really do like it. Maybe it's nearing the end of its life at about a year and a half. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I know a lot of cheaper flashlights don't last all that long anymore, unfortunately, but you can't always have all good, right? There you go.